class that has been heavily ramped up since we're all staying at home and quarantine land. So it's been a fun little pivot that I've taken forward. So today we're going to talk a little bit about nutrition, and then we're going to cook together, because I figured we might as well learn and prep and try to make use of everything that we have in our kitchen. So you don't necessarily have to have a certain thing, but I'm going to walk you through kind of the steps that I take to like roast my vegetables or bulk prep some things, takeaways that you guys can take away as well yourself and utilize. So I'm Amira. I spent 8 years dancing on an NBA team. I danced for the Phoenix Suns and the Golden State Warriors. And while doing that, I got my degree in nutrition. I also am a group fitness instructor, and I am a dog mom, which my dog is standing right here next to me. And so I'm so excited that you guys are joining me. I think it'll be fun just to get our hands dirty and cook in the kitchen. But also wanted to be able to talk to you a little bit about nutrition and kind of my viewpoint on it from, dancing since I was 3 years old. I've learned to nourish my body and kind of treat it as though I'm an athlete. And so I encourage everyone, if you're a mom, you're an athlete. If you are, if you work in the office, you're an athlete. No matter how you treat your day-to-day and what you do in your day-to-day, you still are considered an athlete, and you want to make sure that you nourish your body as one. So nourishing your body with real foods. Audit your eating. I like to recommend that all of my clients take a 3-day food log, that they write everything that they eat from point A to point B throughout the day, and just write every single thing down. A glass of wine, you had a few bites of your kid's mac and cheese, you snack them from pretzel thins, whatever you eat, taking that food log and just kind of looking at it so you can be more mindful about what you're consuming, and then you can edit what you want to based off of what you see. And I always encourage people to add things. So adding green vegetables, all veggies are unlimited. So add as many veggies as you can in every single meal. I like to incorporate one green veggie in everything that I eat. So I'll make an omelet in the morning and I'll throw some spinach in there. Or today I had a huge salad for lunch with some protein. So veggies, water, at least 100 ounces of water a day. I keep this by my side at all times, and I drink 4 of these every single day. And then protein and fiber. So those are the core elements that really keep you full and satiated and help you feeling your best self. And then eat to fuel for performance. No matter what, you will feel better if you eat whole, real foods. And that will just help you perform at work, perform at being a mom, or interacting with your partner, however it is. If you nourish your body with those real food items, you'll feel better. And then give yourself some grace. It's especially right now, it's so tough because you aren't getting the foods that you're normally used to. Like, I haven't been to the farmer's market in a few weeks, and you don't necessarily have access or know when you're going to get access to foods. And so taking each day with some grace and trying your best and doing the best that you possibly can, but know that it is the best that you can do with this time period that we're in. So I mentioned eating real food. So lean protein. I was vegan for 6 months and I got really sick, and then I was vegetarian for 8 years. Now I eat chicken, turkey, fish. So lean proteins, no matter what that is. So chicken, turkey, fish, hemp seeds are really great if you're vegan or vegetarian. Protein powder, tempeh, and nutritional yeast. I added those in as well because they're really great forms of complete proteins. I like to stay away from tofu as much as possible, unless you can get a organic non-GMO version, just because you want to be able to control the foods that you're having and not have that soy and estrogen in there. Fat, avocados are great, olive oil, coconut oil, MCT oil, nuts, seeds, ghee is really great. Tahini is a really good one too. And then your carbs. So you have potatoes, rice, cassava flour, squash, fruit. So not necessarily always diving into the starchy carbs or rices and pastas, but getting your carbohydrates through your vegetables, through your fruits, and letting that be your fuel source. I also wanted to just take a brief moment to kind of talk through the nutrition facts and the back of the label, just because I feel like you can talk about it and say, oh, look at the ingredients on the back of your list, but not everyone knows what that looks like or what to be looking for. So I don't necessarily look at the nutrition facts panel anymore. This tells you how much fat, how much cholesterol, carbs, and everything in there. What I look for is where this little white box is really focusing that I'm consuming items that have real food. So whole foods, I know what they are. These are siete tortillas. They're my absolute favorite. But they just have 5 simple ingredients. And so making sure that when you are eating a packaged food, that you are eating things that you can read, that you know how to pronounce, and that they're really simple ingredients. And if you focus on the real food part, you don't have to focus on the calorie portion. It's really just fueling your body with those green vegetables, with those lean proteins, and then adding some of the packaged foods in there that kind of trickle in throughout the day. Also, a point on oils. So I love to focus on avocado oil, olive oil, coconut oil, MCT oil, and I try not to consume the vegetable oils. They're highly processed, and what happens is they're found in so many food items because they're cheaply made and they can be made in bulk and put into chips and salsas and dressings and everything, and it's easy to make and cheap to make. And so these oils have high omega-6, and your body craves having a 2-to-1 ratio of omega-3 and then omega-6. And because these oils are easily found in packaged foods or easy to make, we're consuming so much of it that we don't even know. And so our body is internally inflamed because of that. So you're getting a higher ratio of omega-6 to 3. And so when you focus on those avocado oils and olive oils, they're really nourishing your body versus making you inflamed through those other oils.
Question, Allison asked, how do you feel about the sourdough craze?
I found a bread that I really like. It's called Airwater Greens, and it's actually made from almond flour. And so I could go either way. Like, bread seriously is really, really great sourdough. I haven't looked too much into it. I know that everyone's really excited about it right now, but I haven't done much delving into it, just because I try to stay away from bread as much as possible, just because that's the way that my body thrives. So I don't have an exact answer for you, but Airwater Greens breads are really good, and you throw it in the oven and toast it up, and it tastes amazing. It's probably the best bread that I've had for a really long time. What to focus on. So I want you to not really focus on like, oh, I can't have this or I can't have this, but really, how can you add things to your diet? So filling your plate with veggies, like I mentioned, I try to get a green vegetable into every single meal that I make. So if I'm making a snack, I'll throw some like chopped up cucumbers in there, or my smoothies that I make in the morning. We went through 6 pounds of spinach in 1 week and a few days, just because I'm throwing it into my smoothies and really bulking up that smoothie with a bunch of green veggies. I like to eat my fruit before 3 p.m. That way your body can digest it and process some of that sugar. As you're active throughout the day, it can really fuel you. That sugar can fuel you versus having it at night. And then making sure that you have protein, fat, fibers, and greens in every single meal. A good fiber source is, outside of vegetables, is flax seeds. They're really great. Or there's the GG crackers, but not having that as your like fiber replacement, but just having it added into every meal will help satiate you. And then drinking your water, 100 ounces water per day. Super important to stay hydrated, because from the second you wake up to the time you go to bed, you're always dehydrating yourself. So you wake up, if you don't have a water, then you grab your coffee, which dehydrates you. You take a hot shower, dehydrates you, and then you're in a state of depletion. So then you're trying to just stay in catch up mode all day. So what I do is I love just keeping this thing next to my bed. And before I touch my phone, before I get out of bed and grab any coffee, I read for 30 minutes and I drink my 32 ounces of water. That way I'm already in a state of surplus and can keep plugging along throughout the day.
We had a
we
had a question about algae oil, and also what was the name of the bread again? I'll type it in the chat.
Oh, yeah, Airwater Greens. It's AWG Bakery. Let me see if I can find. I ordered it off their Instagram, I believe, and it's just AWG. Yeah, AWG Bakery. Algae oil is great too. You want to get some of those. What is it? Sea vegetables, because it's they have so many micronutrients, and it's really great. So that's a perfect alternative for a fat to add in there. Anyone have any questions before we get moving over to the kitchen and cooking? I can't see it. Everyone still can't be seen. I don't know why.
People should be able, at this point, they should be able to turn their videos on if they want. It's an option.
Okay, cool.
Maybe not though. I thought
maybe not.
so.
Anyone able to turn their videos on? Q&A. Anyone have questions? Oh, hi. We have one guest who wants to turn on her video. Does everyone want to cook? Yes, no, maybe so? Yeah? Okay.
How will it work? Is it just we grab whatever's in our kitchens, or how do you suggest we do it?
Yes.
Different stuff.
So everyone has different stuff, obviously. And what I'm thinking is that everyone grab something maybe that you want to cook tonight, and we can walk through kind of how, like, what I would pair it with, or how you can cook it in a healthified way. Does that work? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Perfect. Okay, great. So I'm gonna grab some kale. I'm gonna grab water recommendation for what's the formula. So you could drink an ounce per pound of body weight, but as long as you're reaching for that goal of 100 ounces, I think that's a really great start. And then if you can push it, having between 100 ounces to a gallon of water a day is great. Just like keeping that water and flushing out those toxins. But yeah, an ounce per pound of body weight or a gallon, but minimum being that 100 ounces. Okay, do I see Basil over there? Yeah, you're on mute. I'm gonna unmute you. Okay, what else do you have? Oh, you're still on mute. It's not letting me unmute you for some reason. Unmute audio.
There we go. How's that?
Perfect. Hi, Amy.
Hi. So I have basil. I have 5 really ripe avocados.
Okay.
I have some pasta.
Okay.
We had our fish last night, so I'm wondering about maybe some kind of a pasta dish.
Yeah. Do you have any like pine nuts or cashews by chance?
I do have cashews.
Cool. Okay, so you can make a really great pesto out of your basil with cashews and a little bit of olive oil, and throw it in the in a blender, and some lemon, salt, and pepper, and it turns out really great. Let me,
Great,
I
that's
can
cool.
actually send you the recipe that I follow for it.
Great, thanks.
Yeah. Pesto. Let's see. So tonight I'm gonna make some carrot fries, which are really good. And those are one thing that I like bulk prep. I grab a bunch of, in normal life, I grab a bunch of carrots from the farmer's market and chop them up on a Sunday and roast them in the oven. I cook them at 425 for anywhere between 30 to 40 minutes, depending on how many I'm cooking. Amy, I just sent you that pesto recipe. It's in the chat. And so I'll show you guys how I make my carrot fries. Oh, I'm also grabbing some kale so I can make a big salad. And I also will normally de-stem all of these in the beginning of the week. That way I can just throw it into a big Tupperware and get, it's easier just to throw it into a big bowl. So when you get, this is the dino kale that I like. So if you grab the stem here and then you grab the sides of the leaves, you can actually just de-stem it by pulling your fingers down. That way you don't have to get that super fibrous piece of the kale, and it can be bitter sometimes. And so after I chop all this up, I'll make a salad with cucumber, tomatoes, some hemp seeds, and I'll throw just olive oil, lemon, salt, and pepper on there. And it turns out really great. I also like to massage my kale. That way it's less tough and gets a little bit wilty. But I do that when I make the salad versus when I prep it. Anyone else want to join in the kitchen?
We had a few questions.
Oh yeah.
I'll just read them to you.
Perfect.
Okay, so Allison says dinner tonight is spinach salad with apples and feta, cheese, sauteed salmon with asparagus, and roasted sweet potatoes. That sounds amazing.
Wow, that's awesome.
And
you already know what you're making then.
Yeah. And then Bora asked, do you have any tips for maximizing fresh food for the week on a budget?
Meaning like you've already cooked or you've already bought your items and you don't want them to go bad, or budget friendly items that you can get for the week? Budget friendly items for the week. Yeah. So I really like going to the farmer's market. The Fort Mason farmer's market's still open right now, which is nice, but Trader Joe's is great. I think that they have really great options, and you guys are all going to receive my pantry staples list when we get off this call, which is everything that I keep stocked in my pantry. And so it's nice because you don't have to get everything all at once, but you can slowly add, these spices and oils and your essentials into your, kitchen essentials and have it there. And then you don't have to replenish it as often. And that will make it so you're only buying some lean protein and some vegetables. And that will really cut down on what you're buying every single week. Yeah, I will be emailing it out to everyone. So don't worry if you have to leave. Everyone who joined, I'll be sending it out to you. Yeah. So beans are great if you're on a budget, or quinoa, lentil pasta, but also not always incorporating those grains. Everyone has different sensitivities to foods. And so if you have gluten intolerance, you don't want to necessarily be having all of those items. Those are just great like bulk items that you can have for cheap. But also like having some canned tomatoes and chicken or vegetable broth, and then buying your protein. Every week I buy like 4 or 5 pounds of chicken, and half of it goes into an Instant Pot, and I make it with this Trader Joe's green salsa, the salsa verde, it's shelf stable. I ran out of my last jar the other day, so I can't even show it to you guys. But it is so good just throwing it in the Instant Pot, or if you have a crock pot or slow cooker, and making shredded chicken. I bulk prep that for the week, and that goes into all of my salads. We'll do like enchiladas one day. We'll do a big taco salad, or you can just have it prepped and ready, and that way you can buy it in bulk and get to prep it in bulk as well, and it saves you more time throughout the week. That way you have one less thing to think about. So right now I'm chopping up my carrots into thirds, and then I'm slicing them in half, and they come out into these little like little fry shapes. So then what I'll do is I'll cover them in avocado oil, salt and pepper, and then I roast them in the oven for 30 to 45 minutes.
At what oven setting?
425 baked.
425.
Baking,
Cool.
yep, baking it for 425 for about 30 minutes. Is it bad to eat the same veggies every week? No, I am very much a creature of habit, and so I end up buying the same stuff all the time unless it's not in season. Then I go with what's in season, because that like, seasonal produce, the way that it's supposed to be eaten, is nourishing your body with the vegetable or the vitamins and minerals that you need for that time of year. And so that's why I really love supporting the farmers market, because I know the farmers, I get to meet them, I see where the food's coming from, and I'm getting things that I know are in season versus whatever you get at Whole Foods or Trader Joe's might not be technically in season. But you can, as long as you're getting some greens, broccoli, cabbage, leeks, or kale, or butter lettuce, whatever it is, it's okay if you're eating it every single week, but you're getting those vitamins and nutrients that are essential for your body to thrive.
I have a question about like being emotionally hungry versus physically hungry, and tips for like slowing down or feeling that in your body.
Yeah, when all of this started, it was very easy to just like eat all day and make all the sweets, and even though they're healthy, like I have this big paleo cookie that I made we made that last night, and it's all gone. But it was every single night having these sweets, or having wanting spaghetti nachos, and not having the best food. And I really just had to reset my mind in, okay, this is how our lives are going to be for the foreseeable future. Let me reset back into what I know serves my body best, and being able to nourish it, and drinking your water helps, and really just focusing. I eat 4 meals a day. So I'll have breakfast, I'll have lunch, and then I'll have a snack mid-afternoon, and then I'll do dinner. And so that way I know if I have enough food in my breakfast and lunch, I'm not necessarily like starving throughout the day. You just have to make sure that you're fueling your body with enough food, so that way you're not picking at things throughout the day. And tapping into like, am I hungry right now, or am I just emotionally eating, or eating because I'm bored? And instead of eating, can you go on a walk or do some other activity, meditate, and reset your brain instead of thinking of the food that you're wanting to eat? And then really getting in tune with your body of, am I hungry right now or not? Let's see, Allison, how do you store your farmer's market produce so it doesn't go bad throughout the week? Oh, interesting. I have found the reverse. So like when I get stuff from Trader Joe's, it goes bad so quickly. And then my stuff from the farmer's market normally lasts really long. So when I get home from the farmer's market, I throw everything into the sink I do a big tub of water, and I throw in a little bit of apple cider vinegar, and I wash everything. And that I don't know if it's just in my head, but I feel like it makes it last a lot longer. Because my produce will last anywhere between a week and a half to 2 weeks, and I just throw it in. If it's in whole form, I'll just throw it in the crisper in either veggie or fruit, or if it's sliced up, then I'll throw it in the Tupperwares. I have glass Tupperwares. Yeah, the apple cider vinegar is really great because I think it just gets some of the dirt off it. Like carrots from the farmer's market are filled with all the dirt that it just came from. And so getting in a good wash, and then that apple cider vinegar will help kind of preserve it a little bit. Anyone else have any questions? Oh, yes. Amy, what do you have? What is that? You're on mute.
The pesto turned out great.
Oh yeah, amazing. That was fast. Did you try it?
It was really, yeah, it's delicious. It's a little bit of lemon. Yeah, lemon, cashews, pesto, salt, and pepper.
Yeah, so easy. And if you want it to be a little bit like more liquidy, you can add some like water or chicken broth or vegetable broth if you wanted to. But that's a vegan, dairy-free recipe that is great for anyone and everyone, and it's perfect for like adding to salads or adding to vegetables at a different time too. So I love making that one when I have a bunch of basil. So good. Anyone else? Anyone cooking with us? No? Let's see. Okay, let's see what else I have in here. Oh, trying to think what else I do. Let me make sure that I've answered everyone's questions. Yeah, okay, cool. Everyone's questions are answered. No one's making dinner tonight? No one has any fun tips or tricks that they want to share? So easy. Okay. So roasting vegetables, you always want to put your heat up to 425 and then keep flipping them. I'll do like some broccoli with olive oil, salt and pepper, or avocado oil. So when you cook, you want to try to have avocado oil instead of olive oil because it has a higher smoke point and it's better to cook with it. And then olive oil you keep for your salad dressings. And so I always toss everything in a little bit of avocado oil and throw it in the oven 425 and then roast it until it's your preferred tenderness. But for broccoli, I'll do some red onions, avocado oil, salt, pepper, and a little bit of garlic powder, and it turns out really great. Kathy, what's my go-to dessert or sweet cravings? So that cookie skillet is really good. Hugh Kitchen has these really great chocolate bars that I'll do. I'll have like a couple squares of it at night with almond butter or whatever nut butter I have. I try to stay away from peanut butter because it has I never know how to pronounce it. It's an aflatoxin, and don't quote me on how to pronounce it, but it has the anaphylactic in it, and so I just try to stay away from it and have either almond butter, cashew butter, sunflower seed butter. So I'll do that with Hugh Kitchen and a little bit of that. Or I haven't had this in a while, but I love dates. they're really great with a little bit of almond butter in there. You just cut it in half, and they're really good if you're wanting something sweet and wanting something small. This cookie skillet recipe is from the Toasted Pine Nut. She also has a really good brownie recipe. And then there's a girl, the Detoxinista. She has these paleo cookies that are really great. And it has 5 ingredients, egg-free, vegan, and they are my go-to. And I just make half the recipe, because if we make the whole recipe, it's gone that night. Anyone else have any questions? No? So we're going to be sending out the pantry staples list. As I mentioned, I'm teaching fitness classes, and so we are giving everyone a free class. So I teach dance fitness, which is kind of my own creation. It's 40 minutes, and you get some dance cardio in there and strength movements. And then we'll be sending out a link I have a 14-day meal guide that has basically every single recipe that I made and that I live off of for 14 days. And I put it in a bundle and a meal guide. And so we'll send you guys a link for that. It's $17. We're giving you guys a discount for it. And just want to be able to help you live a healthy lifestyle, take your favorite meals and healthify them. You don't have to not have your favorite meals just because you want to have a healthy lifestyle, but it's how can you make it healthified? How can you tweak, a few items in there to make it better for you, more nutritious, and be able to eat your favorite food still. It's always my goal. Just a few tweaks.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Well, that's all I had for today. I prepped my food already. If anyone else wants to prep some stuff, I'm happy to help you. Or we can call it a day and get 15 minutes back of our lives and enjoy the beautiful weather outside.
And enjoy those carrot fries.
Yeah,
that
I know.
Sound good.
They're so good. Yeah, they're great.
I think that's it. If anyone has any questions, they can type in the chat or unmute yourself.
Cool. I hope this was helpful, ladies. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you all.
Appreciate
Thank you
it.
so much.
Yeah. Amazing.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
See you.
Take care. Bye. Bye.